Welcome to an all new episode of Damn, That's Good with Big Salinas Barbecue with Randy and Junior Salinas. The show starts now. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to an all new episode of Damn, That's Good with Big Salinas Barbecue. I'm Randy Salinas, joined by my brother Junior Salinas. We got a good, fun episode for you. Uh, but before we get the party started, let's give a special shout out to our sponsors. Uh, Give me 1 second. I'm not sure what's going on with this computer. Uh, so thank you to our sponsors, which are Holy Smoke Spice Company, Brothers Keepers Barbecue, Prairie Fresh, Mad Cow Cutlery, and of course Meat Hugger. Be sure to follow them on all the social media sites: Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, um, YouTube if they have a YouTube as well. And of course, if you want to sponsor the show or our competition team, just be sure to either send us a message to myself, Junior, or you can email us, whichever one you prefer. Email is bigsalinasbarbecue@gmail.com. But without further ado, let's get this party started.
Hey, Junior here. Let me turn this other thing off. We had a great episode last week with Hooks. Good old Hook joined us out there from Hooks Rubs and Spices out there uh, in the Utah area. And as he got going, he told us how he really started his business is basically trying to cook something for his daughter that because she had a bunch of food allergies and how it's just kind of taken off from there for him. So definitely go check him out at hooksrub.com and go get his products. Go give it a shot. I guarantee you will not be disappointed. But let's get to this small business shout out. What you got, Randy?
So my small business shout out is going to be GC Seasonings. Be sure to follow them on Facebook, Instagram. I'm not 100% sure they have a TikTok or not, but be sure to follow them on Facebook and Instagram. If you have not tried GC Seasonings, give them a try. Go to gcseasonings.com. They got some great products. We've tried them. The original uh, seasoning. They have some more. They have a new steak rub. He's probably coming out with some other ones as well. They are veteran owned, so if you want to support veteran owned businesses, here's one for you. You won't be disappointed in their stuff. That's GC Seasoning. Like I said, go to gcseasonings.com to order their stuff today. Get it shipped to you. Like I said, support small business and support that veteran owned business. That's what I got. What you got?
I've got Taurus Meat House. They're located on 92.8 Lacey Drive out there in Waco, Texas. You will not be disappointed. They carry all their sauces, of course, but they carry all sorts of random meats. Randy's brought stuff from there all the time, and it is delicious. Check them out on Facebook and TikTok. Again, that's Torres Meat House, located at 928 South Lacey Drive out there in Waco, Texas. It's not that long of a drive to get great quality meats for sure. So go check them out. Let them know Big Salinas Barbecue sent you.
Yeah, definitely check them out. But yeah, let's get this party started. We were at a cook off recently. Uh, we'll dive right into that one because we hadn't really been cooking. Have you cooked up anything since the last episode?
I did. I cooked. I guess you could call it cooking. I guess so to speak. Cooked some skirt steak out here today. Made some little fajitas. But came out real good, tender. Mixed it with that I'm sorry, the holy garlic, a little noble rub on one, and then a little of that New England Pitmasters rub on the other
Yeah,
one. Made kind of two different styles, and they actually mixed it very well because it came out good. Just did it inside because we sprayed the house, try to get rid of some of those weeds out there, so Eden's not tripping over the weeds, and the allergies aren't killing us. So she still can't go out there till tomorrow. We're just giving it a few extra days for that. But that's basically all I've cooked since then. I want to get out there and get to cooking some more for sure with the weather starting to turn around, be good. So But that's all I've cooked recently. What about you, other than the cook off stuff?
Uh, Nothing. Yeah, I haven't picked up anything um, since. Uh, yeah, because I mean, last episode I talked about it. Did the new tested out the chicken brine that we're working on, or that I kind of tweaked, I should say. But yeah, besides the cook off, hadn't really cooked anything. Hadn't had a chance. Catering orders and all that. So just kind of knocking catering orders out of the way with brisket, pork butts, chicken, all that kind of stuff. Uh, so yeah, definitely taking some time to relax and enjoy some rest.
No, I believe it. You need the rest.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, yeah, cook off wise, very fun. We can definitely say eventful um, cook off. Not eventful for the whole cook off, but eventful for us in general because we had our generator go out Friday night. Um, and then Saturday we ran out of gas. So very eventful cooking the whole process of it on it. But overall, very pleased with what we turned in. We'll dive into each one of them. Friday night we cooked up. I cooked up some Texas Twinkies because it was just me, our mom and dad. Junior wasn't there until Saturday, so I cooked up some Texas Twinkies for our chef's choice. We finished fifth in that one. I will basically say I kind of figured it because the jalapenos did come out really soft. I'm not sure if it was the jalapeno itself or maybe it was cooked too long, but they come out. It was still delicious. It's just the jalapeno was real soft, so I think that kind of hurt. But when I tried it, like I said, I kind of figured it would come in fifth. But I'm pleased with fifth. I would think 10 turn-ins or something like that. Uh,
which blows me away on the chef choice. It's like it's an easy category. It usually doesn't cost a lot extra to join it, and why not join it and see what you can whip up,
yeah,
for sure, because usually people got and see what you do and see what you can do. I mean, that always kind of puzzles me. It's like even when we did the last one in Weatherford, there was what 82 teams and there was only like 20 turn in. Now, granted, we finished second. I mean, the looks better the more turn ins, the higher you
yep.
finish than versus. But like I said, for me, I think it was just like I said. I don't see why people don't turn that in more often. It's just me.
Yeah, some don't like to do it. I could see if you're traveling a long ways. I could see maybe that a one person team. I could see that, but yeah, I always kind of look at it as if there's an extra category, we're just going to do it. I mean, $25 is $25. You never know what you can win, and maybe you hear your name called. That one category versus turning in the meats. So you never know. Uh, but that's what we do. We always kind of have the cook on this to kind of see. Uh,
For
but like I
sure.
said, I wasn't pleased with how the jalapeno, uh, uh, soft it was. But overall, appearance was really good. Taste was good. We weren't far off from finishing top three. We were basically only, let me see, like 3 points. Yeah, little over 3 points away from finishing top three, so not too bad. And then of course beans. We cooked beans on that was the first turning on Saturday. I think those beans. I thought that the beans were very good. What did you think of those beans?
Beans I thought were really good. I think they had great flavor. They might have been a little peppery, the little thing, but I think once we added the sauce in there, it kind of brought it mixed together. I loved it. I thought it
Yep.
was a good solid turn in. I thought for sure you were going to hear a call on that because generally that speaking that is one of our better ones. So, but for us to not even hear a call on that kind of blew my mind a little bit. But overall was okay. Like I said, I was happy with the turn in. It came soft. good flavor. The mix that we put in there was just great. So I wouldn't change it. So we just got to keep going at it with it,
Yeah,
see what happens.
yeah. Just kind of keep tweaking it. Like I said, I thought they were good. But beans, for whatever reason, out of 11 teams, we finished fifth. And then even in beans, making top three, we're basically less than 2 points away. So we're not. It wasn't that far off. Now between us and
Oh,
first, um, it was basically almost 10 point difference between us and first place.
wow.
But basically, one judge kind of hurt. I mean, we had basically all nines. So Judge One and Judge Six kind of killed us. With one had an 8, and then one had 2 8. So that's what really kind of hurt us in beans. Kind of same thing with the Texas Twinkies and the Chef's
Yeah.
Choice. But some that kind of happens. As long as we're pleased with it, that's what matters. And then we went to chicken. Chicken, we finished 22nd out of 25th. I can tell y'all this. He probably jinxed us in those free meats, the next three meats. Because he tried it and he says, "Oh yeah, it's going to be good for 21st place." And sure enough, 22nd. Um, but
No.
as y'all saw, if y'all follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, right? The picture, the appearance was really good. The grill marks were nice. Color was good. I would, wanted the color a little bit darker, but hey. And like I told you, I think maybe it could have been the chicken was overcooked, so it may have dried out. I'm not 100% sure. I do know it was probably 180 when we turned it in, so I probably did get way overcooked.
No, I thought it was good. It was good tender. It was great flavor. I had it the next day. Not the next day. I had it on Monday and it was still juicy, still had its flavor in there. Um, it was really good. And I even had a little bit that night on it as well when I got home from the competition. And I just don't like I said, some of the reviews and stuff that they did, I mean, it is what it is. It's just sometimes you get put at the bad table, so to speak, and or you get the wrong judge, and that's what it is. I think you know what Johnny Mag said he's going to be out there doing his first competition or something like that, solo thing, and it's just if you catch the right set of judges, you get a shot at
Yep.
it. And if you catch those picky ones, then you know that they're looking for what they like. And that's the key is it's like you got six judges all looking for what they like. And there's no way to please them all. At least I don't think. And I was happy with. I liked the chicken. I thought it was one of the better ones that you cooked. I didn't know what to say. I did say what he said. And did not think in any wildest dreams we would finish 22nd or right in there. I was hoping to jinx him in a good way, and apparently I jinxed him in the right. I was a little right on the money, but
Yep.
I wouldn't change it. Like I said, I think you got just a bad set of judges. I really do, and I would stick with it and see what happens next
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, definitely. That chicken was very good. Um, and I think once the chicken brine kind of hits, everyone's gonna fall in love with it because you definitely can taste some smoke flavor all the way through. And like I told a buddy of ours, you know, I'm not using wood chunks; it's just straight wood. So you're getting the cherry flavor from the actual brine itself, or the cherry smoke. So it's getting that flavor all the way through, so you don't have to worry about it. You can cook a lot hotter. Some people have already tried it and fell in love with that brine. So we'll see. Um, just kind of tweaking it. Like I said, I think maybe it could have been the judges, but it probably was the chicken being overcooked a little bit. And sometimes I gotta go with my gut to listen to y'all. Because I had told when I pulled it off, I said this one may be overcooked, and y'all, let's go with it, go with it. And that probably made me hurt, but hey, you know
You
what? You
need to
never know.
listen to you because we don't go when you pull meat out and if y'all haven't gone to a competition with us, I encourage y'all to go. Check it out because when he pulls meat out, he's the only one in his little trailer. We don't have anything to do with it. This is his baby. This is his thing. Um, and so we stayed away from it. And he goes, "What do you think?" And I was like, it looked good. I didn't know what he. By the time he told me, he thought it might have been overcooked and one might be a little dry, and he could have went with another one. We were packing up to leave. By then, it's way,
You know,
way, way too
he
late.
don't. He didn't listen. He don't listen to me.
So he didn't tell nobody. He's
I
getting
did
old at
tell.
his old age.
No,
So
it's your old age.
but
Anyway, I know what I see. But anyway, yeah, definitely we're not changing anything on chicken wise. It's gonna all our recipes now. We're not tweaking it. We're just gonna kind of try to hit the marks and see if we can uh get on a good table. Uh, so definitely was not happy with the chicken 20-second chicken, but um, hey, sometimes that happens. It's okay. Definitely don't. I always encourage someone don't tweak stuff. Just kind of go with it. If not, if 3, 4 cooks down the line we're still wondering where chicken is, then definitely we'll revisit and revamp. But that was turning one. I really turning three of the weekend. Turning four was the ribs. Uh, we finished 17th in ribs. And I can tell you this, just looking at the scores, we were very, very close from finishing top 10. It was another 5 or 6 points. So one or two judges basically could have had us getting a call in top 10. That's how close it was from basically really six all the way down. Really, all of them really kind of close and from 17 up. Um, we're really 20 and up. We're really, really kind of close. Um, so this kind of shows you how good of a cooks that were there this weekend in Weatherford. Did you try the ribs?
I did. I think I'm frozen. Uh, I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. I did try the ribs that night, and they were pretty much. I think I'm gonna have to restart. I don't know what happened. Just trying to share it, but can you hear me?
I can still hear you.
No.
We just
All
can't
right.
see the picture.
Okay. Well, technical difficulties. I did try the ribs that night, and then I even tried them on Monday again. Had a couple of ribs, and they were really good. Like I said, really tender, really good. I ate it with I tried it like they try it. Let me do a knife. Let me do a fork. Cut me off a little piece because they're not picking it up and biting it. And nothing fell off the bone. I mean, they were really good, really tender, juicy on it. I don't know. Like I said, I don't understand the scoring on it. Not that I don't understand why they scored. I know what they did, but how it was ranked that low. I mean, but I did see it. You're right, and we were, a point here, a couple points here, a couple points there, and we're all of a sudden we're in top 10, and it's a different outlook. I mean, you had a lot of great cooks out there, but the ribs I thought were good. They looked good. When we turned them in, like I said, we may just tweak. If we tweak anything, I think it's going to be how what turn in time we turn it in at.
Yeah, definitely. I could see tweaking that. Um, let's
There
see.
you
Can you see
go.
my screen? There
I
you go.
can see your screen. Yeah, I was trying to show them here and just
Yeah.
having
So
technical
definitely, if you're on um, YouTube, you can definitely see. So here's the chicken. Like I said, I would have preferred it to be a little bit darker. But overall, that was the best chicken appearance wise on it. The grill up marks were darker than the other ones. So appearance wise, this was the chicken to go with. and one or two of the other ones were not done anyway, so they need a little more time. Um, but like I said, definitely just kind of maybe tweaking it and trying to hit the timeline on it. Here's the picture of the ribs. Definitely, my opinion on the ribs were, they're spot on. Very good tenderness. Maybe I thought tenderness could have been maybe another couple of degrees or so, just to kind of get it to that fall off the bone tenderness on it. But I mean, most of the ones that when I would put them in the box, they felt really, really good. Kind of that appearance, when someone goes to cut it with that plastic fork or knife, it would, come off without, tearing, everything off. So definitely was happy with the ribs. Like I said, it was very, very, very close. Just to kind of tell you the scores, we had basically all nines with three tens um, on our judges. So that just tells you how good of a ribs cooks there were. I mean, like I said, top 20 were really all kind of close within like 3 or 4 points from each other. So, a couple of judges here, giving us an extra 10 bumps us up into the top 10. So definitely, like I said, that one we're not. Well, I'm not changing. I'm just try to hit that mark every time and see what happens. Uh,
I'm checking their math here. Their math doesn't add up, but it's
yeah, you
okay.
can't. Yeah, you can't add up the math like 999. You can't add it up that way because it don't.
Well, no, you get 999. We get nine. I'm looking at the 9910, right?
Mhm.
And it comes up as 37.42. Okay, whatever. Because I know there's percentage points or whatever to break it off. And then you look at lower ones where it's 1099 and then it's 36.72. So it's just it's a little interesting, a little crazy, but overall, like I said, the way our scores came out on the ribs, you have to it was one of those like, wow, how close were we? For we
Yeah,
get nines, somebody gets 110 and two nines, and then we get three nines, and all of a sudden they're ahead of us. So it's literally down to a point here, a point there. But overall, like I said, very happy with it, with your ribs for sure. And they look great. So definitely go check us out on YouTube. Uh, and hit that subscribe and like button anywhere you get your podcast and go check it
yeah,
out. So
yeah,
on to pork, a new
yeah.
category.
On to the pork. Pork. Um, that one, for whatever reason, I'm not sure what happened on that one. Uh, the the bark on it wasn't as good as I thought. Um, I mean, it was still good. I had it the next day and liked everything. Normally, if it tastes real bad the next day, then it was horrible. Or when even if you try it cold, if it tastes bad, then you need to redo something. In my opinion, but finished 20th in pork, um, and like I said, flavor wise, I thought I was missing something. I think you had tried a piece of it when it was cold. What did you think?
It was good. It was tender, but I think, like I said, I might have got a little bit more of a fatty piece of it. I thought it was tender. I thought it was a little good. I thought it was real good. The bark, yeah, I can see your point on the bark because I didn't get much of it,
Yep.
of that bark taste that you would think you would get. But overall, I thought it was pretty good. Like I said, this isn't one at any normal competition that you have to cook. This is Champions Barbecue Alliance one, and so they usually have four categories to kind of separate the things a little bit, do things different. But overall, I thought it was pretty good. But like I said, I could see your point on the bark. Flavor was I thought was there, but you missed initial punch with that first bite for sure.
Yep. Yeah, and that's the key. If you don't wow the judges off the bite, um, you're basically playing behind the eight ball, kind of to speak. But I mean, the scoring there was also really good too. So I mean, Um, it's one of
Okay.
those things that we're not missing the mark. It was just, profile wise, is just hitting the timelines and hitting everything, making everything, pop. So that one, just again, like I said, I'm not tweaking no recipes for the next cook off. It's just going to be trying to hit the timelines and make sure we can get everything down. So, I mean, like I said, I'm happy with what we turned in. I just thought it was missing something, maybe bark wise, flavor wise, and definitely needed that pop. Um, at least having that pop probably would have uh, helped us on the scores. So,
Correct. That initial bite. So that's
yeah,
what you were going for, and but it's all good. I mean,
yeah, yeah, definitely that initial bite, and then moving on to brisket. Uh, what did you think of the brisket? Did you try the brisket there, or did you
I
try it the next
did. No, no, no. I tried it.
day?
You finished with the box, and I said let's wait a little bit on the brisket, and we that was our latest one we turned in. Usually we were, because this one usually you get, just to kind of help you guys. Usually you get 10 minutes before and 10 minutes after the top of the hour. Let's say like 2 o'clock. So you'd get from 150 to 210. This particular one, they open it up at 10 minutes before the time of the turn in, and it stops at that time turn in. So this one we turned it in a little later, so maybe we got off of that one table that we were usually on. But the brisket was on point. It was awesome. It had a great taste. It had a great smoke flavor taste. Um, I tried it there. I ate some of it coming home. When I came when we got home, I ate a couple slices and it was great. Chelsea had a piece or two. She loved it. She's like, "Oh, you can taste like some hickory. You can taste the wood in this thing a little bit." So, and of course, your niece tore it up. So, she ended up mixing it with tacos. She wanted tacos,
Hmm.
but so she ate it real good. And then, like I said, I just finished what we had today, not today, yesterday for it. And it
Right.
was still juicy and it was still tender. So you obviously hit the home run there, but we'll go over the judges here in a second.
Yeah, definitely very pleased with how the brisket turned in. Let me get that up here. So here is the bark. Bark wise, it needed to dry up a little bit more, um, which is okay. Uh, Definitely not as beautiful as the first time we did this year. Uh, but you know, every slice on it was kind of uniform on there. Was able to actually turn in some uh, flat and point on there, so they definitely did get their option on what they wanted to eat off those first couple, like three or four slices on it. So I mean, other than the bark, I was really pleased with everything. Um, Definitely not changing anything on the brisket.
No.
Finished fourth on there, and like I told Hooks, I'm gonna tell you the exact score, how close we were.
Ah.
So our score was 190.28. Yeah, and we finished fourth. Um, so we were 3.17 from finishing first.
Oh, you kidding me? Judge number 6. I hate you, boy. I'm gonna take you to the woodshed.
Yeah, yeah, that. So on on the brisket, I'm not sure exactly what some of them were scoring, but kind of comment wise, brisket wise, there was Judge Six said taste was flavor was great, texture was a little bit dry, so he gave us an 8 on taste and texture, and then we had, or no, that was he gave us an 8 on texture,
A
but he
9
gave
on
us a
flavor.
10 on taste, and then a 9 on appearance.
Yeah.
Judge number two is what killed us. Gave us all eights. While everybody else gave us nines or tens. One and then a couple got we got an 8 on, but judge number two really kind of killed us with
Yeah.
those all eights.
All right. I don't know what he's
Which is
looking
yeah,
at. I
which is
mean,
okay.
I could see your. I mean, you're looking at the picture, and the picture here doesn't really do justice as when you're looking at it. It really was great looking, very aesthetic, so to speak, on it. The flavor was there. What this guy, looking at it, saying that it looks dry. I don't think you can presentation. I think you look at the box. How did it look? Does it uniform? Is it nice? Is it neat? Is it pretty? That's where I think you get it. I mean, you're looking at it going, it looks dry. We're gonna give it this, and then you taste it. How do you? You've already kind of. It's one of those. We lost it maybe with they had that initial. It's dry, so it's gonna taste bad. It's not gonna taste great. Or
Well,
I mean,
what
we don't know what the other ones. I don't think we have the scores of the other ones. So, but it sucks to be that close to first taking, repeating his brisket
yeah.
there. But it was good to get a call in it. Like I said, it was on point. Even the first cut I got, where you just have the burn in and stuff on it was great. So I ate my share of it there, here. Definitely not changing anything. I mean, we could work on the presentation, but like I said, I think for us, it's just a matter of it might have been good and then it sat there for a little, or
Well, it said
we needed to sit there for a little bit more in
yeah,
the
no,
box.
it sat open for a while. Because remember, I had sliced it, got everything ready
Yeah.
right at 250, and then you said no, wait, and then we went to try. I went to try to get you to turn to no, wait, I'm waiting for this person there.
And we
So
beat those
there
people we waited on.
from,
Should be noted.
but that's where maybe it could have dried out, is from the moment because from the moment you slice the brisket, it starts drying out immediately.
Yes.
So
Fact.
even me putting the au jus back on there, um, it's only going to help so much. So maybe it set there, 2 3 minutes, too long before those two judges got to them to taste it. Appearance wise, I could see, definitely maybe going to a low score. Looking at the bark and seeing, some black specks on it from the bark coming off, which is, like I said, which is fine. Working on, I'll just have to kind of tweak it to hit that timeline to where that bark sets, just like it did the first cook off, so that way, when we go to turn it in, we don't have to worry about that, because it just looks better if you have everything set and not having to pick it out.
Correct.
Um, but that's something we can definitely tweak and get better at. Just hitting the timeline. Um, it could have hurt too. That when the generator went out and I lost power to my blower. Because definitely I used the flame boss this time to kind of keep that even temperature the way I wanted to be able to adjust it from my phone. Um, so losing that power maybe it kind of hurt a little bit, but didn't, it wasn't the end of the world. It didn't make a difference, I didn't think. But hey, definitely said flavor wise, profile, we're not changing anything, except for maybe the beans, kind of tweaking it to get some more pop on there. But hey,
If we could ever duplicate what we turn in on beans, we would be awesome at it. We would have probably perfected it and hit first. Our highest place on beans has been second, a bunch of times. To be honest with
yeah,
you, um, so I mean, top five is usually what we're right around in our beans. So it's right at showing. So um, for that.
yeah,
But yeah, some of these scores and some of what they said like kind of contradicts each other, and it's just like, really, do you know what you were really doing? I mean, but
yeah,
overall, like you said, I'm happy with what was turned in from what I got to sample and I tried um, on it. So I don't think we just got to go with it. And like I said, we'll work on what I think needs to be fixed. We can fix and try it at a different one. Of course, we could try it at a different one, and it could may not matter at all. So
yep,
I think that's the difference in it. So
yep, yeah, definitely, yeah. You don't know what the judges are going to like from one city to the next, uh, but beans were always kind of right there. And like we were telling, like I was talking to one cook there, who was team number 25. I think he finished, 25 and 25th and everything, just because he was just turning in stuff just so that we could have 25 teams and make it a state qualifier. So definitely shout out to Justin for doing that, and the other team as well that we had kind of jump in there last minute as well. But like I was talking to him about it, he's like, "Oh, well, you're kind of a one man cook." I'm like, "Yeah," because kind of like Ginger says, when it comes to cook off day, when I start getting everything prepped, they know to kind of stay out of my way. If I do need help, I'll say, "Hey, Junior, hey, Dad, open this, open that, do this for me." I'll do it. Junior's gotten a good habit of seeing me coming out with like chicken ribs or something, knowing which drum now that he needs to open for me, without me now having to ask. So definitely appreciate that. But for some people, you go with a one cook team. Like Kevin was a one cooker this their holy smoke cookers, and he had a great showing. So I mean, it's possible for a lot of teams to do it. Definitely, if you can get people out there to kind of help you, hey, go for it.
Yeah.
There's some teams out there competing that are 4 or 5 cooks. Everyone's got their own training they're doing.
Yeah,
That's
we
good
seen
too.
that. I think that one dude that come up to you, like it's like, man, when I told you, oh, they think they're experts, and I think that I heard their name called one time as
Yeah,
well. There was just a lot of good cooks out there, and you could see, um, you had to bring it, and it was all a matter of points. A couple points here and there was the difference between you get your name called and not
yeah,
at all. And there was a couple people that were right there on the verge of making money a couple times. So you kind of feel for them. Like, wish you could have gotten something on there. You
yeah,
luckily got some kind of money back on it. But overall, like I said, those cooks are a lot of fun. You have a lot of fun. It's fun once everybody's turned it in and everybody goes around and says, "What do you think? What do you think?" And they're trying to scope you out. But it's definitely once Saturday hits and it's time to it's get serious and let's go. But yeah, I do kind of some of those teams that have 5, 6 people doing stuff, and one's working on one rack of ribs, one's working on another one's working on a different one, one's hitting the chicken. It's like, really, you need all that for? I could see
yeah,
if you're at the American Royal or something,
yeah,
that's where you specialize in something like that's what I brought up. I said if we were doing the other one in Weatherford where there was 82 teams, then yeah, then you partner up with somebody that specializes in chicken and see if you can't bring home a
yeah.
grand
Get some.
champion,
Yep.
teaming up with people and getting that 3 grand first round payout, and then making in the profit. So,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, definitely. If it's, I could see basically doing it. We've kind of talked to one team about teaming up. For certain cook-offs, and we're definitely down for it. But it's one of those things that we're gonna have to iron out. Okay, who's in charge of what, so we know. Okay, we don't need to mess with you know this person on this recipe. They're cooking chicken, they're cooking ribs, whatever the case may be is. That way we know, hey, it's all you. What do you need help with? If you once you get into, hey, Junior's gonna cook this, and me trying to tell Junior, no, you don't want to do that. You got to do it this way. It's you're gonna
yeah,
butt
you're
heads
gonna,
and that. You gotta have to iron everything out. So if you're gonna be multi-team, cook team like that, definitely have everything ironed out of who's going to be the head cook and make the final decision, and who's going to be in charge of what meats and who's doing all of it.
correct.
That way, you don't have to worry about it.
And I think if you bring somebody on, like I think what is it, Bill Purvis from Chicken Fried Barbecue, he's done where he does chicken, and they say, okay, you're cooking the chicken, we're gonna stay out of your way.
Yep.
You bring what you need, you bring the chicken, you bring everything. We're gonna cover your turn in, and we'll split it, whatever the percentage of split is, and then we're staying out of your way, and you cook it in, you make sure it's turned in, and from there. So, and yeah, I think once you get stuff like that, you got to iron it out. You can, but definitely if you're doing a cook off, take some people just to help. Like I said, my thing is I'm more of the clock management, time management thing. We get the time of when we want to turn it in, and we usually stick to it. We delayed on the brisket just a little bit because I saw some people standing, so we turned in after them. And we beat them, like I said, by a chance. But like I said, I don't think it really like because there was one guy that kept running in. He was always 15 seconds. He was turning his stuff in before the clock. And he's like, "That's my strategy. I want to be first, hot. I want them to get it warm." And I'm like, if you're still the last one they try, it's still going to sit there just as long as you were the first one. So um, everybody's got their own strategy. Do one that you like. You be ready to tweak it, learn from it. And like you said, ask for help if you need it because people were there to help. I think you got somebody that says, "Hey, you got this." You're like, "I sure don't. Sorry." And he went and asked somebody else, and finally somebody had what he was looking for, and he got it. So, but overall, like I said, these are fun. I love the cook-offs. Take you some people to help. Definitely, keep you company. And you can't go wrong, like I said, especially if there's a kids cook and you have kiddos. Get them in that kids cook because those are a lot of fun for them.
Yep, definitely. Kids Q, start them out early. Let them cook and see what they can do. Because sometimes it's pork chop, sometimes it's steak. It could be. I think some maybe do like chicken thighs or something. Some maybe kind of open. You can cook whatever you want. Just get them cooking. Definitely the cook-offs are fun. Kind of what we always said. If you're starting out, maybe you have questions, definitely let us know. Uh, we'll help you as much as we can. Right now, brisket, we're back on track with brisket. Um, you know, so we're there. Happy for the our new rub to hit in there on that, on the competition trail again, and to kind of get, top five call, um, kind of just, makes you feel good. I definitely would have liked to have first place with, but hey,
It's
someday.
funny. That is. It's funny. Like I said, it's um, to hear some of the people. Like I think there was people behind us, and we did an outlaw competition with them. And he's like, "We need that first place brisket," and he's like, "Yeah." And they first when they called that 10th, and he got his call right there at 10th. I was like, "Well, hey, you got a call." And like you said, there was a lot of good cooks. There was a lot of good competition. So getting any kind of call was tough. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, you probably had those one or two that just did it to do it. Um, and just sort of like, hey, yeah, I'll do my first one. I've never done it. And then they weren't really expecting anything or maybe they didn't put that much effort in. But, when you go out there and you put some effort in and to get rewarded with the call is real good stuff. So
yeah,
definitely good job in that.
yeah. But yeah, definitely great time. Uh, Definitely encourage you to go out there and cook. So good luck to Mr. Mags doing his first one in June. So I know he's going to be listening. So if you do have any questions, man, you just got to ask, and I will help you as much as I can. A lot of people definitely will help, Mr. Mags out, whoever else is out there. Definitely, let us know. And stay tuned for updates on maybe possibly the names of our new reps. I think I got them. I think I kind of figured one of them out for sure. Um,
Should we let the listeners
yeah,
name?
we can let them know, and y'all just let us know. Yes, no. What about this? What about that? Because one of them, when you hear it, I'm like, I don't know, maybe something different. But for those listeners, one of the rib rub kind of popped in my head yesterday at work. Uh, so everybody, needs a redemption. So thought, we can't name it redemption, bro. We're gonna name it rib redemption. So that's gonna be name number one for our rib. Again, that's rib redemption rub. Um, Basically, you take out the RE, put RIB. comma
Okay,
Demption.
I can kind of get on that a little bit. It's growing on me.
And then the competition beef rub. Listening to Mag's last guest before Dave, was still there, Shine Sauce. I think he's going to call his new one Cow Chow or something like that. So kind of was wanting to go along the lines of Cow. I thought, let's go Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Cowabunga Rub.
Oh man.
See, that's the one. I said, I don't know.
I like it.
Now,
I actually like it.
now there are some Cowabunga rubs out there, but none of them are trademarked, so definitely we can use it. So if you're
Yeah.
listening, or even on YouTube, just comment down below. Yes, no. Hey, what about this name? Again, those two names are Cowabunga rub for our new beef rub. That's the one that I used on the brisket, and then rib demption rub um, for our new rib rub. Uh, and when we think of these names, or when I think of these names, we don't want it to be, beef rub, chicken rub, something simple. We want it to be unique.
You don't
Um,
want it to be rib competition.
yeah, we don't. I mean, I don't. I want our
Nothing
stuff to
against
stand
those
out.
ribs,
Yeah,
nothing against those names, but
yeah,
we try to be more unique
yeah,
and trying to do our thing. And like there is a bunch of steak, ones out there, competition steak rubs, and that are really good. So
yeah,
definitely go give them a shot. But you know, some of them, yeah, they kind of like okay, they went with one and they got a theme and they stuck with it, and then you go from there.
yeah.
So
You're stuck. Yeah, yeah. Definitely let us know what you think of the names. Uh, hey, still working on the labels. So definitely we'll see what happens. Labels and everything are not bought yet, so the names can be changed, and the labels can be redone. Stay tuned for those. What else? Do you got anything else you want to talk before we go into our last segment?
no, like I said, if you're out there doing a competition, like I said, and it comes out like us, like okay, we weren't happy with our overall performance. What was it like 16th overall,
Yep.
something like that. So you're not really happy with it. My recommendation is like where you hear us saying let's stick with it is because you could have just one of those. You're sitting at a table, and you're on the table with people that won the competition, and it's just a matter of sometimes that's what happens is you get stuck on the judging table with the guys that are maybe just did it a point like in this because the scale was basically 1 to 10 um, on it, so 10 being the highest. So when you get nines and they get a 10 or two tens or 110 early, like I said, instead of late on certain things because each one is scored a little higher than the other one. So, and that's the difference of it. So stick with it. I think I've even heard some competition cooks say they'll try it a couple competitions. If it's still, they're still right around the same thing, then they'll try to tweak it from there. But just keep going at it, keep giving it a shot. Like I said, they're a lot of fun. You'll have people will have a blast. I know Mags will do great. Hopefully, he doesn't get discouraged or anything because it can be stressful when you do turn in stuff. It can definitely be stressful because once you turn it in, it's it. You got to move on to the next one, and it's like I tell the girls in the softball team, you have to forget about it, learn from it, and move on. So we'll do that. And like I said, if you're out there and we're out at a competition, hey, let us know. We'll come out and visit y'all, hang out with y'all. Or if we're at one, you're more than welcome to always come out and hang out with us and drink some beer. But let's get into it. I got nothing else. Let's dive into that last segment where we talk about what we talk about around the pit, where we're just sitting around talking about things. You won't hear politics. You won't hear Jesus. Even though we did talk a little politics, I will say that a little bit, very little, this past one. But as we get ready for the NFL draft is coming up fast. What do you think the Cowboys are going to do? Do you
Uh,
still see your boy coming to Dallas?
I still have hopes for it. I still do think they're going to have to trade up for him. Um, because they do have to get in front of the Eagles, their second pick, because they're not going to take a number 10. Um, I don't think there's any chance of that. Um, but I think if they don't trade up and they stay at 26, if he's gone for whatever reason, then certainly they'll probably either um, draft maybe a lineman or go defense. I know people are saying they're going to get a tight end. They don't need a tight end. I think if you're going to draft offense, you need to either go um, a running back or you need to go offensive line to kind of help with that hole on the left side. So that's my opinion. Still have hopes that they trade up and get Bijan. Highly doubt it. I'd be totally fine if he goes to New England or if he goes to Buffalo or any other team except for the Eagles. Don't go to the Eagles.
No one in the division. I don't want to see him in the division. So for sure. I would love for him to be a Cowboy because I think I don't see Pollard being a long-term solution here. I mean, he's coming off a knee injury or broken leg, whatever. So, what will happen moving forward? So with him, so we'll see. Like I said, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know. I haven't looked into it really because it's just like I don't know where they're going to go. Are they going to go? They've got corner because they got a couple coming back that got hurt, so that's good. Bland came onto that. You got Gilmore in the trade. Safety could still be a concern. Do they still roll the dice and get you another linebacker? You never know with this team and their factuation with linebackers. And then,
They
or
need him.
offensive line. Like I said, yeah, let's get that the right tackle who got hurt. Steele. You still have Tyron that's willing to kind of make a move here and there. As he's getting later on in his career. He knows it. So I could see another offensive lineman. They don't need a tight end early. If he's got one in the sixth round that's there, okay, cool. But I don't think you need receiver at all unless you're looking at, you know, I don't know because there's not really a receiver you would draft early.
No.
I could see them drafting a quarterback in the draft, not early. So I just keep running back as Robinson to me is the likely, if you can trade up, you can go get him. I think you really help your offense a lot, unless, but we'll see. What is it next
Yep.
week? So
Yeah, I mean, and it
let's
wouldn't
see.
be the first time we saw them draft up um, to go get somebody. They've done it before. I think they did it with Dez. They moved up a little bit to get him.
Yeah,
Sometimes they kind of sit there and then move back and still get the guy they want. With the Cowboys, you never know. I think when it gets closer to 20th, if he's still there, then for sure, if Jerry and Steven want him, or Martin McCarthy says, "Hey, let's go get him. Let's see if we can win a Super Bowl with this guy at running back, him and Pollard." Um, because it definitely would help release some stress off of Dak. Uh, he needs a running game back. Like I've always told people, when Dak has a running game that's their running backs hitting 1,500 yards, he's that offense is not stoppable. It's hard to stop. You go look back and look at his best year was his rookie year. Zeke ran for what, 1,500
15,
yards or more or something
15,
like that.
16. Yeah, I
Um,
think right off the top
he
of my
ran for a
head.
lot. You know, and that offense, was unstoppable. You're going to force them to punt every now and then, just like you would Kansas City. But you knew going in the game it was going to be a shootout, and which defense could come up with the stop. I think now, if you have that kind of offense again with that defense out there, that defense is going to be licking their chops, saying, "Okay, y'all gonna get another score. Let's go out there and do it." They're going to make it a competition. Who can get the most scores, offense or defense? And that'd be exciting to see. But well, we'll see. Uh, Definitely, you never know with the Cowboys. Like I said, never know. So
You do. You never know. And I mean, we've seen them staying pat. What they did with like CD Lamb didn't move at
yep,
all. Just stayed right
I
there
still
and
got
fell
them.
right into that, right into his lap. So we'll see. What happens, what they do as football season begins to start trickling in here. You got the Stars in the playoffs. Last time I checked here, they're playing right. They were winning game two as we taped this. It's not over yet, but they're in there trying to compete, see if they can bring home another Stanley Cup. The Rangers are surprisingly doing a little bit better. This year, the pitching seems to be kind of settling in a little bit, so we will see. We'll keep an
Yep.
eye on them as their season continues to unwind and begin because they got a long, long way to go.
It is a
Definitely
long season,
Thursday.
but you know what? You know what we
Season.
haven't heard all year. You haven't heard them yet. I'm still listening. Still, my ears are out for them. Haven't heard those Astro fans. Haven't heard them at all. They're awfully quiet right now. Ever since game one, all the talk they're going to repeat, and they're just kind of struggling right now. Rangers for the first time winning there since like 2018 and won a series there.
Yeah, it's been a
Um,
while. But
so
with them, you gotta give it time.
yeah,
The
they're
next
gonna
thing
go
you
through
know, that
spurts,
comes
but they're gonna
playoff
be
time, all of a sudden they're like right there, and you're like,
yeah.
how the heck they get here? For sure. So we'll see. Like I said, it's an interesting thing. Baseball coming on one, then of course football is getting there. We're excited. That's what we love here. Let's just be real. We're all into football here, and we'll see what happens. What else you got?
That is all I got because neither one of our teams made the NBA playoffs. We're right where we are, sitting at home watching. Uh, so that's all. That's all I got. Uh, yeah.
What do you think
So
about Jalen Hurts' contract?
that I think it's funny. Honestly, it's funny. Not knocking the man because the man deserved that after the year he had. Definitely, he did deserve to get paid. Uh, but it's just funny that this time last year, everybody was talking about who are they going to draft in the draft because they were going to get the next quarterback. So they were going to make moves for not for Jalen Hurts. They were going to make moves for the next quarterback. They went out and traded for Brown for their next quarterback. Everybody said that Jalen Hurts is not their guy. Nobody believes he's the guy. All of a sudden, he comes into the season, has a good season. Now, oh my goodness, he's a great leader. He's top 10 quarterback. You got to pay him. So we're paying now guys off a year and a half. Uh, you have Lamar sitting back, not getting paid with all his stuff going on. Um, and like I've said to you, he's going to have to sign that contract. Um, Lamar is because if not, if I'm the Baltimore Ravens, I'm telling, hey, look, this is the contract. No one else is offering you a contract. What are you gonna do? Um, because the owner could basically say, you know what, you don't want to sign this year. We can do it again next year. We got 2 years franchise eligibility
Yep.
to do it to you. So you gonna retire or you gonna sign a contract? So if it was me, signing the contract, going out and playing, and trying to get paid, do it again. He's gonna have to do with Kirk Cousins. You know, hate, hate to break it to people. He's gonna have to pull Kirk Cousins, go out,
He gonna
ball
have
out,
to
and
do
not get hurt.
he gonna have to do something for sure. But I don't know. We'll see. That's an interesting thing, and we'll keep y'all posted on all the upcoming trends and topics as far as that. But let's get this wrapped up so we can call it a show, call it an episode
Yep.
as we continue to knock these things out. We do appreciate you, the listeners. Definitely share it, like it, post it out. go to YouTube and subscribe and like it. Follow us on anywhere you get your podcast. Follow us on all the social media sites. TikTok is where you gotta see. Randy posts some funny videos at the competition. You'll see him sometimes get it ready or right before he's gonna turn it in, or I'm gonna turn it in. We'll go on. He'll go on there and do a video, or I will. So you definitely want to go out there. Plus, it's a good way you can ask us questions. If you have a question, like I said, if we don't know it, I guarantee you we know somebody who has. Like if you have a question about your pellet smoker, we know people that have pellet smokers. If you have a question about the big green egg, we know people that have a big green egg. So we can come to us, we'll find you the answer, or we'll get you in contact with them if you need more. Because all the ones we're going to do are going to be more than happy to help you. And that they'll talk to you like that. I can't tell you how many times I've gone to Johnny Mags or other people with questions on the Weber. Now you've got one, so now we can split those off on each other. So, like I said, finally getting it when I did that brisket, dialing to get in at 225 for as long as it did was awesome. So, didn't need to smoke for that long, but it was okay. Still tasted awesome. So, but overall, good deal. Let's finish it off. I'll let you finish this one off. Again, my small business shout out was Torres Meat House, located at 928 South Lacey Drive out there in Waco, Texas. Follow them on Facebook and TikTok. They got all sorts of kind of meats out there. Randy's brought stuff from there when he's dropped off rubs and sauces and stuff. Go check them out. You will not be disappointed. Tell them Big Salinas Barbecue sent you in here, and they will take great care of you. It's just that's the way they roll. But go check it out, and we will see you later. Would you finish it off, Randy?
You see, you were trying to end the show already. Look at
I
this.
was. I was.
Again, my small business shout out is GC Seasonings. Check them out, gcseasonings.com. They do got some amazing rubs out there. Give them a try. Again, they are veteran owned, so support these small businesses, support veteran owned businesses as well. Um, Again, that's gcseasonings.com. Order it online, or you can check it out. Their stores that they're in, I believe they're in Joe's Meat Market. I know that for sure. Torres Meat Houses, they also have some stuff in there. So if you go in there, you can pick up their stuff as well to season whatever you're getting. Um, you don't want to miss out on their amazing rubs. I can tell you that much. Again, gcseasonings.com. And of course, be sure to follow us on all social media sites: TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Comment down below who you want to see us interview next. And again, shout out to our sponsors: Holy Smoke Spice Company, Brothers Keepers Barbecue, Prairie Fresh, Mad Cow Cutlery, and Meat Hugger. And then, of course, give our products a try. If you have not yet, what are you waiting for? Don't trust us. Uh, Go online. You can read all the comments down below. You know, see what other people are saying. Check us out on Facebook to see what recipes we're using, what recipes other people's are using, all that kind of stuff. Like we always say, give it a try twice if we're not satisfied the first time. Because the second time, you never know. You just may get hooked on that big taste, big flavor, big Salinas. And of course, like we always say, keep that smoke rolling. And we will see you down the road.